What's up, guys? Right here burning some ground today on an old farm. It hasn't been farmed in a few years, so we're here to clean it up, and we're gonna put some crops on it this year. Hopefully get a good crop year. So before we came in and burnt it, we used the 4630 John Deere, as you can see behind me, to disc around the edges so that way the fire wouldn't go anywhere we don't want it to.
It's burning out here pretty good. I think it'll be burned off by tonight. Here in a few days, we'll get the trees pulled and get ready for planting season coming up here pretty quick.
So the farm hasn't been kept up for a few years, so there's been some ditches that have came in and eroded. So we're also here to fix them up, and leave some waterways so we get good drainage and there's no ditches. So it's about done burning here. It's burnt pretty good, and so we'll be here in a few days to pull some trees. So it's been a few days since we've been out here, but we're back. We're pulling some trees. We probably got about halfway done, 3/4 close. This is a skid steer doing some work. It's a gale. It's got a weird squeak going on the right side, but it's working just fine. We'll fix it later. We've got most of the trees pulled that we're doing. All this, except for the very top up along there, and he's about done working in the back. So this is the other side of the fence row that we're also doing, but we got all the trees picked off of it already because it wasn't as thick as the other side. And so after we get done pulling all the trees on the other side, our plan is to come through with a grapple and pick up all these trees and get them out of the field, and then after that we'll come through with a chisel it up and then disc it and get it ready for planting. Alright, so we got the skid steer home and we're looking for the squeak, and we found it on the back of the track down here. This not supposed to be like that. We replaced the other one just a while back here, and so it was no surprise that this one went out.
So here we are getting ready to take off the track and take off the bad part.
So as you can see, we got it off here, and this piece here just shot bad. So we'll be getting a new part later to put on, and we'll be back at it. Got the new part, which is way better than that one. So now it's time to put her on. So we got the new part on the skid steer here, and so we got the track back on and everything. We tightened it back up. As you can see, we got the grapple on and we're ready to go push the trees out of the field tomorrow. Alright, so we're back over here pushing some trees down there, put them in the brush piles. Cleaned up a lot, but there's still a bunch of little stuff around. So 3520 John Deere tractor with a sunflower. I think it's a 35-foot disc to go around to where we can break it up a little bit. Disc really does a good job of getting into it, so we'll have to go over a few times to actually get it broken up and ready to plant into it, because that's a big old cut through here. Still got it over here. Picking it up, brush pile there, brush pile here, and yep, so it's working pretty good. This side cleaned up way better since it wasn't so bad. We only had to do one brush pile since there wasn't as many trees. We disked it a few times and it's pretty good, but still big clumps, but not as bad as what it could be, I guess. So right now we're just going through and picking up some sticks down through here. Used to be an old tree line right here, so get the big stuff out of it before we plant. Kind of seems goofy, but found this old little trailer up in the scrap pile. So now we're just driving around. I'm using this backhoe attachment deal, going around and picking up what sticks you can. And we're also using the skid steer up there. Looks like they're having a problem, but yeah, it's working pretty good. So just gonna keep going. They're burning pretty good now. They haven't been taking off, but now pick the grapple and push it up a little bit better, and they're starting to go now. This got to be too hard for me, so I'm just dragging it back. I'm gonna quit. He's out here going over the little patch again. You can see it's way better than big clumps like it used to be. So yeah, it looks way better out here now. After he gets done disking it, we'll go across it again and get the rest of the sticks that we find out of it. Brush piles are burning good, so cooking some hot dogs. Alright, so right now we're going around picking up the big stuff that the skid steer's left behind and cleaning up a little better. This is in the back. It's not too bad. There's still some big stuff out in here, but he's moving the brush pile around, trying to get it to take off. Yep. Brush pile here is about burnt, and we're stirring those ones up over there. And we're just hopefully gonna get most of them burnt by tonight, and then he's gonna disc a little bit more break it up a little bit more, and then we used the dozer down there. He did some dozer work, not sure what he did, but yep, just about done for the night. Well, this is definitely a first. So we got everything. Most of the brush piles are burnt now. There's not much left to them, and we got most of the trees picked up and everything, so it's just about ready for planting into it. So I think that's going to be all for today's video. Thanks for watching.